Hey guys, um, I'm back. I know it's been a bit. Um, I usually just come on here when I'm guided to come on. I always try to make sure that I'm in my bed, my best headspace whenever I am being guided to come on and publish a message for you guys. It's very important to be in a good vibration, to be in a good headspace when these messages go out, because they are changing lives, they are changing experiences for other people. So it's very important at what level of vibration and frequency that I'm carrying inside of my vessel whenever I publish these messages out for you guys. By the way, I haven't decided what I'm gonna call this message, or maybe what I should say, the title. I'm uncertain. The download is here. It's running through me right now, but I still don't know what I'm gonna title this. And sometimes it works out that way. You know, sometimes I get the download, but I'm not sure how to title it. Sometimes that's not so easy to do. By the way, this is Reflections of My Evolution. I'm not sure if I introduced myself, but this is me. If you found me, if I came up on your feed, there is a reason you're here. It's not an accident. It's not happened by coincidence. You're meant to hear this message. There is something here that you need to listen to, and it is for your own benefit. All right. Source wants me to let you guys know that nothing is ever happening against you. Okay? Everything, every experience that you have, whether it shows up as a character, an NPC, a non-playing character, which is a background person in your simulated experience, whether it's a person, whether it's a circumstance, a happening, an experience, nothing is ever happening by chance. Nothing is ever happening by coincidence. The word serendipity does not really exist when it comes to playing in this simulated virtual reality game. Every experience that you have, whether that experience comes via a character, via an experience, via a circumstance, even via an emotion or anything that you see, that you're scanning with your sense of eyesight, everything that happens is teaching you something about yourself. Okay? This simulated virtual reality game is a creative machine. So as you go along and you play every day, you're going to learn more and more about yourself, about whether you have grown, whether you have evolved, or whether you're still stuck and stagnant in your old toxic patterns. And that will be reflected in the things that are going on around you. A diamond, a very, very special diamond, or I guess a very special key in how to navigate through this simulated experience, is to remove your attachment to the 3D. Okay? If you already have experience, once you become self-aware of what it is that this life experience really is, which is a simulated virtual reality game that you're inside of, if you already have some experience, once you become aware of what this truly is, then you already know what I'm about to touch on. But if you're just becoming into the awareness and you are going through a spiritual awakening, if you're going through an ascension, and you are coming into this knowledge, what I mean by detaching from the 3D is that even though it's happening around you and it's right in front of your face, you can't just erase it or put it on pause. You know, it's going to keep going. You know, it's never going to stop. So you have to learn tools on how to navigate through your 3D. the 3D that you see around you, which is the physical realm, that is the most tricky part to handle, because you see it all around you. You can touch it, you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. You know, it's the real part of this simulated experience. The internet, you know, the format of your 3D and internet style, which is social media, the internet itself, social media platforms, that is a little bit easier, you know, to be able to distract yourself from. But the most trickiest part of this simulated experience is your physical realm, because this simulation, the format in which it plays out is like a movie, okay? And this movie, you know, your conditioning patterns, you know, your mindset is going to be played out by the characters that are in your simulation. It plays out like a movie. So if you have any toxic patterns, any assumptions that you've made, either good or bad, they will be played out by the characters that you see around yourself or that happen to be in your awareness. For those of you who are interested in wanting to change the experience that you're having in your simulation to something better, something improved, you need to make sure that you detach from the 3D, okay? And stay as much as you can inside of yourself. What I mean by staying inside of yourself is to detach from your surroundings. You know, whether you have to get in your car and go for a very long drive and be by yourself, or go out to a place in nature, you know, where you're away from the city, from the hustle and bustle of car noises, from traffic, from being around large, you know, groups of people. If you have to do that, then by any means do what you have to do to detach from the 3D as much as you can in your own ways. The 3D unfortunately cannot be paused for you to take a break. It's going to be ongoing because it's playing out like a movie. So sometimes you have to take things into your own hands and detach in the ways that you can, you know. But what I mean by being inside of yourself is that start using your imagination like you did when you were playing the role of being a child. When, like in my case, when I was a child and my character role was playing the role of a child, I used to tell stories in my mind when I used to play with my Barbies, with my dolls, you know. I used to use my imagination when I would pick up my dolls and make them talk to each other, make them go around and walk and do things. You have to go back to those times when your character was playing the role of a kid. A lot of our imagination stops, and some of it we lose as our character role plays different stages and we get into adulthood. We lose that fantasy, that imagination part of our brain. It kind of loses its use, you know. So a lot of this, you have to go back to that time when you were a kid and use your imagination. Be inside of yourself. If you want to start manifesting, use your imagination to create small little movie clips. Decide what you want to create, okay? Be very, very serious. Sit down and write things down. Okay, this is what I want. This is the experience that I want to have. This is the kind of person that I want to meet. This is the kind of person that I want as a life partner. This is the kind of car that I want to drive. This is the kind of house that I want to live in. This is the kind of abundance and wealth that I want to experience. This is just a few ideas that I'm throwing out there for you to see if there's anything in those options that you may want to manifest. And once you decide on what you want, you know, create a small movie clip. you know, maybe about 5 seconds, possibly maximum 10 seconds. You don't want to make these imaginary movie clips in your mind too long, because you want to attach to it the feeling of this little movie that you're playing in your mind, because you're using your imagination to create this experience in your physical 3D. In other words, you're taking it from your mind and you're pushing it out into your physical space. And as you're playing these little movie clips inside of your mind, ask yourself questions, you know, like, for example, how does this make me feel right now as I'm thinking about this? Does it make me feel joy? Does it make me feel happiness? Does it make me feel security of any kind? Does it make me feel love? And use these questions as you are imagining these little clips. You could do these clips over and over and ask yourself these questions as you are imagining these little clips of movies in your mind. Always remember that there is nothing that is separate from you. You know, no matter how real the 3D looks, you are connected into everything. At all times, you are tapped into everything that is around you. And everything that is around you is a different form of you. You know, for example, I'm sitting on my bed right now. So even though this bed looks like it's separate from me, I'm actually this bed. This bed is me, but in a different form. It's not separate from me. It's coming from me. Okay? So just remember, there is nothing that is separate from you. There are no outside forces that can ever inhibit or stop you or block you or stop you from anything. Okay? The only reason things work out the way that they do, or they look like they do, is because you have a storyline at one point in your past that you actually believed in, and it made things play out in a certain way so that it looks like there's an attachment to a certain story. So it gives that certain attachment or assumption that you made about a particular subject. It makes it play out so it looks like it's real. Okay? But everything is coming from your mind. There is nothing that is coming from any outside force that could come towards you. You know what I mean? Another thing that you need to keep in mind is that if you do carry toxic patterns, you know, and we all do, okay? It's not just you and it's not just me. When we were all unconscious, we unconsciously had our mind creating on auto loop based on triggers, okay? And a lot of those triggers were things that were not good for us, that were coming from a toxic place. So this is why there is negativity in your simulation. This is why there is chaos. This is why there's betrayal. This is why there's deceit. This is why there's people who are unkind and mean. This is why there is murder. This is why all of these negative things exist in your simulated experience. It's because of any toxic patterns that you might have been triggered by. And remember, your mind was once on automatic loop, and you couldn't see your thoughts. You couldn't know what you were buying into. Okay? What's important to remember is that no matter what experiences you have, no matter what circumstances happen to come up in your personal simulated experience, even if they're very bad, you know, even if they're not pleasant, don't hate the messenger, okay? Don't develop hate or animosity towards anyone. It's very important, guys, because you are connected to everything, okay? So if you put out hatred, malice, you know, any type of negative, low-level vibrational emotion, it's going to come back to you. Remember, you're the source of everything. Okay, so no matter how unpleasant the experience is, don't take it too personal. You know, eventually you will work yourself through it. the more self-aware that you become, the more you will be able to let things go, you know, and you will learn to do that faster and faster. This also applies to experiences that you have that are very good, that are very positive. And be proud of yourself for the good things that come into your simulated experience, because you focused on something that was good for you. You focused on something that you desired, that was positive for you, that you knew would bring you joy, and it manifested. It pushed out into your 3D physical reality. So celebrate the moments of happiness. Celebrate the moments of positivity, the good things that happen in your simulated experience. But at the same time, there is also the other side of the coin. You may have experiences that are not so good. Do not air out, you know, your negative experiences for everyone to know about, for everyone to hear about, you know. And if you need to address a certain group of characters that were involved in anything, address it, but keep it very vague. Don't make it into a big storyline. Okay? So whenever something bad happens to you, like for example, Source always wants me to use myself as an example for you guys, because the version of myself that I have reached, the version of this voice that you are listening to, has already had experiences with many things in my simulation. Things that many of you are due to experience possibly in your own simulated reality. So they always want me to use myself as an example for you guys, so that you could learn from me in some way. Okay? And take my experience for benefit for you. When I was in a state of being unconscious, when I was a lower version of myself, an older version of myself, for whatever reason, I had this practice that I used to do, where I would air out all of my bad experiences to people on social media. Okay, and I did this because back then, when I was this older version of me, I thought that I was connecting with people. I thought that I was being, I guess, you know, relying with others or connecting with others in some way by telling others about my negative experiences, by trying to get support and external validation from others by, you know, publicizing the things that I've been through. Okay. You never want to talk about your negative experiences or make a joke out of them. You know what I mean? Because I used to do that a lot too. I used to make fun of the bad things that I used to experience or the things that would happen in my life. So I'm just saying that for you guys. If you ever need to address something because you'd never want to, you know, address it again, do it once and that's it. But do not go into detail about, oh, this is what happened, this is what this character did, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Keep it short, keep it vague if you need to address a certain group of characters that played a role in some type of storyline. But once you do that, that's it. That's the beginning and that's the end. You know, and if anything ever comes up where you happen to find yourself in a position, because this may pop up, okay, that you may need to have someone may be wanting to rehash this and bring it back into your awareness, your best bet is to go ahead and ignore this and not respond. You know, once you address this once, that's it. That's the end of the story. Okay? All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go. I made this message voice only because I'm currently in the middle of doing some sort of last-minute arrangements. I will be taking a break for a while. So most of my messages are going to be voice from here on out. And Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to celebrate Halloween in the States since I'm going to be in travel. I'm going to be taking a little business trip. And I'm going to go and be around my circle of friends that I've made. And I'll be away for a while, but I'll still be popping in to with guidance, you know, to deliver the messages for you guys, but they will be voice only. And I just wanted to wish you guys, you know, I know the holidays are coming, and if you do happen to celebrate, you know, have a happy Christmas, have a good New Year, have a good Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate. I will be away, and I will be with my close circle of friends, spending some time with them because I only get to see them for a few months out of the year. And I will be in my special place, and I just wanted to send everyone some love and happy holidays to everyone. I hope all of you guys have a good New Year. Okay? And once again, I hope this was of benefit for you. And I'm going to go ahead and go now. Take care, you guys. I hope you guys are all keeping well. And remember, you are creating your own experience. Okay? Your imagination is creating your reality. Thanks, guys. Bye.